A can finish a work in 16 days and B can finish the same work in 20 days. After A worked for 4 days, B also joins with A to finish the remaining work. In how many days will the remaining work be finished? Before we solve the question, I hope that you have already watched all the concept videos on time and work plus the model questions on time and work. In case if you haven't watched it, I've given the links of all the concepts and the model questions in the description. So do watch all those videos and get a clear picture of how we are going to utilize those tricks and traits in these questions. So just two persons are involved in this question, namely A and B. So definitely we can start with the three-step approach, right? So the step number 1, we'll have to find out the total number of units, right? So A completes the work in 16 days and B completes the job in 20 days. Now in order to find out the total number of units, we have to figure out the LCM of 16 and 20. And by using the shortcut, we can easily find out that the answer is 80 units, right? So the total number of units to be completed is 80. Now let's move on with the step number 2. A completes 80 units of job in just 16 days. So how many units will A complete in one day? 80 upon 16, that is going to be 5 units per day. Similarly, how many units can B complete in one day? This 80 units are done by B in 20 days of time. So 80 upon 20, that is going to be 4 units per day, right? So step 1 and step 2 are done. Now let's move on to the step number 2, which is proceed as per the question. Now what is given? After A working for 4 days, B also joins with A, right? So what does this mean? A starts the work and A is working for 4 days of time, right? So if A is working for 1 day, A can complete 5 units of work. So if A is working for 4 days, how many units can A complete? 4 5s are 20 units will be completed by A, right? And then after 4 days, B also joins with A, right? So let's see how many units are left out. Out of 80 units, 20 is completed by A alone, which means the remaining number of units is 60 units, right? Now, after B is joining, what is happening? B also joins with A to finish the remaining work, which means this 60 units are completed by A and B, right? So if A and B are working together, how many units can they complete in one day? 5 plus 4, 9 units can be completed in a single day, right? And now moving on with the last part, what is the exact question? In how many days will the remaining work be finished? So they are asking about in how many days this 60 units of work is going to be completed, right? So A and B completes 9 units per day, and in order to complete this 60 units, how long will they take? 60 divided by 9 days, right? And if we simplify this further, we are going to get 20 and this will become 30 and this can be rewritten as 6 2 by 3 days. So A and B together will be able to complete the remaining work in 6 2 by 3 days. So we have the answer in option B.